Let me be straight with you right now. This isn't just another forecast update. No, what we're stepping into over the next couple of weeks is one of those rare turning points in the year. You know those moments where the atmosphere seems to pull the rug out from under you? Where the air flips overnight and suddenly everything feels different? That's what's on the horizon. I've been tracking this, staring at these maps day after day, and I'll be honest with you, I had to stop, take a breath, and realize how quickly things are about to change. We've been holding on to that late-season warmth like it just doesn't want to let go. Down south, folks are still sweating through 80s, even 90s, like summer just refuses to hand over the keys. Across the heart of the country, the heat is hanging on, stretching its last gasps into October. But here's the thing, the switch is about to flip. And when it does, it's not going to be subtle. It's going to be a shock to the system, the kind of cold that makes you sit up straight and go, wait, how did we get here already? Because right now, sitting just over the horizon, is one of the first true Arctic blasts of the season. And when I say Arctic, I'm not exaggerating. This isn't your grab a hoodie kind of chill. This is bone-deep, snow-driving, wind-whipping cold. The kind that doesn't just send a shiver down your spine, but rearranges the rhythm of the season overnight. I'm talking snow totals in feet, not inches in some areas. And I want to take you step by step through what I'm seeing, because this setup is the kind of thing that doesn't just pass by unnoticed. It defines how the next chapter of fall plays out. Now here's the setup. At this very moment, all that brutally cold air is bottled up far to the north. Normally it stays there, locked away. But the Arctic Oscillation, that big atmospheric gatekeeper that decides whether the cold stays trapped or spills south, is about to swing negative. And when that happens, the gates don't just crack open, they fly wide. Starting around October 10th, I see signs that cold air is ready to pour south like water breaking through a dam. And here's what that means. The cold won't just slip quietly into the US, it's going to charge in. It's going to dig deep. And once it's here, it doesn't look eager to leave. We're not talking about a quick 24-hour dip. This could last a week, maybe 10 days, maybe even carry us straight through to October 20th. That's not a chill. That's a seasonal reset. The first clues are already brushing in. On the East Coast, you'll notice a chill this week. Out west, that first taste of real autumn air is already creeping in. But through the center of the country? The Gulf states? You're still holding on to those hot, muggy 80s and 90s. And let me tell you, that contrast, hot in the middle, cold pressing in from both coasts, that's the perfect stage for a big atmospheric shift. 'Cause once that cold barrels over the Rockies, the balance snaps. And that's when the snow machine kicks on. And I need you to picture this with me. The models and the European, the GFS, they don't always agree. But when they start syncing up, that's when I perk up. And right now, they're singing the same song. Snow is coming. The Rockies could take the brunt of it first. 1 to 2 feet already on the table, with pockets showing more than 2 feet possible. And if this Arctic blast digs the way it's setting up to dig, it's not stopping at the mountains. It's going to spill eastward, driving into the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and maybe even punching into the Northeast. Now imagine this. It's mid-October. You're expecting crisp afternoons, a little golden sunshine, maybe a warm breeze while you're sipping that pumpkin spice latte. And instead, you open the door to find December waiting for you. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s, winds that slice through your jacket, dropping wind chills into the teens, heavy snowflakes falling thick, coating everything in white. That's the kind of seasonal shock we're looking at. And let me be clear, this isn't me being dramatic. This is me reading the writing in the atmosphere. The Arctic Oscillation is negative. The gates are open. The models aren't hinting at flurries. They're painting real snow totals, disruptive totals, totals that could stop travel, cover roads, and make people rethink their October plans. And once the first one hits, that door is open for more. That's the rhythm of seasonal change. Cold shots, snowstorms, a brief break, then the cycle repeats. Let's talk about the feel of it. Out west, you'll wake up to 20s and 30s in the morning, highs in the 40s and 50s. On the East Coast, that first blast by late week into the weekend will have you reaching for the winter coats you packed away months ago. In the middle of the country, you'll hang on to the heat just a little longer, but trust me, it's a false comfort. The warmth is living on borrowed time. And when those wind chills settle in, you're going to feel 20 degrees in places that almost never feel it this early. That's frost on the windows. That's icy breath hanging in the air while you're out there trying to rake leaves that are now buried in snow. I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm here to get you ready. Because when weather catches you off guard, that's when it does the most damage. But if you see it coming, if you're ready, then it becomes something else entirely. It becomes one of those awe-inspiring moments where you can step outside, look up, and just feel the power of the atmosphere shifting gears. Now, if you caught yesterday's update, you know I've been tracking that system in the Eastern Pacific, the one that could make its way into the southwest U.S. It's still very much in play. And right behind it, another storm system is lining up for this weekend. In fact, the National Weather Service has already put out outlooks that match what I've been saying. And yes, that little yellow warning over Florida, that's still very much a thing. It's mostly thunderstorms and heavy rainfall at this point, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Meanwhile, a tropical wave is moving through the Western Main Development Region, or MDR, and all signs point to mid-October being the tipping point. That's when things are going to collide in a big way. Central America could become the launch pad for systems heading into the Eastern Pacific or the Gulf, though the most likely path is northeast because of the unusually favorable conditions we're seeing. And it's not just the tropics. We still have cold blasts barreling down, a massive warm-up rolling in, and the first snowfall already starting to stack up. If you think this sounds intense, it's because it is. This is a chaotic weather pattern like nothing else right now. This video is just an update, but if you're just tuning in, make sure you subscribe. I've been tracking this for a long time, and this channel is your front row seat to everything coming in October and even into November. Let's start in the Eastern Pacific with Octave, soon to be Priscilla. This storm is teetering on the edge of making landfall in the southwest. It could slam the coast with winds and rainfall, or it could hover offshore for a while. Right now, probabilities are high, 90% over the next week, 50% in the next 48 hours. In the Atlantic, that small yellow patch over Florida is still showing a 10% chance of development over the next week. Slow moving, but we're watching. The models aren't all in agreement. Google Minds has it heading up the East Coast, while the Euro model suggests a different path. So trust me when I say nothing is set in stone. Now let's talk the tropical wave headed toward the Lesser Antilles. It's still a week out, but it could impact Puerto Rico, the British and Virgin Islands, maybe even the Bahamas or Jamaica. Right now, development is slow, 20% in the next week, 0 in the next 48 hours, but the potential is there. And here's the kicker. As we approach mid-October, every single one of these systems, the warm waters, the rising air, the MJO, it all converges into the strongest favorable environment I've seen all year. Take a look at the charts. Rising air. Deep orange, deep red, this is energy building across the U.S. The Caribbean and the Gulf. Sea surface temperatures, off the charts. Warmest of the season. Deep ocean heat content, the strongest we've seen. Any tropical wave hitting these waters now is likely to strengthen fast. This is the kind of setup that turns storms into monsters. If you track the probabilities, chances for tropical development start creeping up around Florida. The Keys, Cuba, the Bahamas, still low, but the signal is there. Out in the MDR, thunderstorms are intensifying, heading west, poised to turn north, or maybe linger a bit longer than expected before swinging northeast. Central America's gyre could pull some of this north as well, creating a perfect storm scenario mid-October. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., we're not done. 3 storms are lining up, back to back to back. The first will bring snow to the Rockies. The second will pile it on. By the third, we could be looking at some of the heaviest snow accumulations yet this season. And don't forget the warm air coming in ahead of those cold blasts. The collision of extremes is where we get the severe weather. The damaging winds, the heavy rainfall. So here's the takeaway. Stay alert, stay prepared, and stay tuned to this channel. I'll be here breaking down every update, every shift in the pattern, every potential storm, every wave of severe weather. I appreciate all of you, the likes, the shares, the hype. It keeps this channel alive and keeps you informed before anyone else.